Now, other interesting political news, you have Uber and Lyft may leave Minneapolis, Minnesota if a law passes. Yet again, highlighting the importance of business, culture, and politics all being interconnected. This especially as the law might be detrimental to their business. Now, specifically, you have the Minneapolis City Council voting 7-5 to approve an ordinance for minimum wage and mileage for drivers. And now it goes to Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, where, spoiler alert, he's a Democrat, very blue state. And most likely he's going to say, yes, let's greatly increase the cost of goods sold. That will not only help the consumer, and that's sarcasm, folks. That's a thick layer. Because it's going to be the antithesis. It'll hurt the consumer because it'll increase prices exponentially. It'll also hurt these companies because, again, a lot of them can't afford it. Those companies, depending on what profit statements you're looking at, they can't afford. The whole idea of Uber and Lyft is to have 1099 contract employees. They work when they want, how they want. That's a great part of being a contractor. You have that freedom to choose how you get the job done. Once you become an employee, you have to clock in hours. You can't just make money on the side. It can't just be a side hustle. So a lot of these workers don't want that. I know not everyone has the same feeling, but you can't just ignore one side. Now, it looks like if approved, and again, it looks like this week it's being sent to the mayor. Most likely he'll sign it. If approved, the policy would guarantee ride shares get at least 51 cents per mile, 51 cents per minute, and $1.40 per mile, $1.81 per mile for drivers with wheelchair accessible vehicles, and it would guarantee drivers get 80% of canceled ride fees, as well as other protections against deactivation. So again, we're going to do a little improv today, pulling out the good old calculator here. So you get 51 cents per minute. All right, 0.51. Let's see. So that means, what are they making per hour? 51 cents per minute. There's 60 minutes an hour. $30.60 per hour? I wish. That is a huge amount of money for many people, even with 40-year hyperinflation. How much is it going to cost to take a ride down the street? That's insane. $30.60 per hour. Now, I do agree with the ride cancellation fee. It's pretty BS to actually call a ride, have the ride get close to you, and then cancel it. That's a pretty pathetic thing. Culturally speaking, we should be frowning upon that action. It's the same lazy moral vacuousness that leads people to not return carts to the cart section of the grocery store, which is perhaps the greatest sign of someone who doesn't have their shit together or doesn't have a modicum of responsibility or intellect because they're lazy and their whole life is going to hell. I'm actually the opposite. I'll put carts back, not to brag or anything, but I put my cart back. What say you? I would hope you do. Now, if vetoed by Frey, let's say he hits his head and he actually thinks about capitalism or he thinks about the free market for a minute. Let's say that happens. If vetoed by him, the council would need 9 votes to override the veto. Otherwise, the measure would be dead and would have to start over for a future time. So one of those things where that would be very hard to override, because right now the vote came down to 7-5. So it'll be interesting to see, but unfortunately, right now it looks like the law will pass this week, and again, it's a very fluid situation. Maybe something will come up. Maybe they'll vote differently. Maybe he'll hit his head and think about capitalism and the free market. But right now, a lot of good, hardworking people, they're going to be out of jobs. Because right now, it looks like the rideshare companies are going to leave. Because it's going to exponentially increase their cost. And right now, you have all these companies trying to gather as much cash as possible because they have no idea what's going to happen in terms of the future, in terms of politics and business in the future. Everyone, left, right, and center, many businesses are scared. Whoever gets in the office, Democrat, Republican, the uncertainty is what kills deals. It's what kills businesses from expanding and making more investments. A lot of businesses right now are just gathering cash because depending on who gets in the office or who gets reelected, some industries are going to be completely eviscerated. They're going to have more rules, more regulations, more increased cost of labor. All those mechanisms, all those things cost money. So it'll be interesting to see, but right now, I don't think those companies are going to stay there. I don't think they fiscally can. And maybe the citizens maybe they'll protest this or get this on a ballot to vote it down. But right now, in terms of those companies, I would say their outlook is not so good at all. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Also, I want you to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of August, so if you click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, don't forget to take the time to like and comment. The feedback is always greatly appreciated. It helps us make the show better and better. Also helps with the algorithm, so it gets shown to more and more people. Also, don't forget to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your co-workers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.